The sun in Coahoma County, Mississippi was a cruel, unrelenting thing. It baked the dust into concrete and drew the sweat from the backs of men like Johnny Vance before he was old enough to shave. Johnny's childhood was a tapestry woven from poverty, the endless rhythm of cotton harvesting, and the quiet despair that settled over their shack like the thick evening fog off the river. Turmoil wasn't an event. It was the atmosphere he breathed, a silent struggle against debt, disappointment, and the grinding lack of opportunity. His mother, a woman who had lost her singing voice to the years of hard work, gave him his only inheritance, a cracked, nameless acoustic guitar found abandoned in a shed after a storm. It was barely playable, held together with duct tape and a rusty screw, but to Johnny it was an ark. He didn't learn to play so much as he simply willed the music out of it. He sat on the porch in the suffocating heat, his fingers toughened and blistered from the fields, coaxing out melodies that spoke the truth of his life. His music wasn't the happy sound of hope. It was the raw, deep-bellied groan of the Delta, a mix of old blues legends heard on static-laced radio waves, gospel intensity from the local church, and the fierce, defiant energy of the rock and roll he dreamed of but never heard. By the time he turned 17, Johnny had nowhere left to go but out. He played juke joints on the outskirts of town for tips, a handful of crumpled bills, a plate of warm food, maybe a cheap soda. One sweltering Saturday night, playing his heart out to a crowd more interested in the beer than the music, a man named Marcus King walked in. Marcus was a washed-up producer from Nashville, passing through on a trip he called Hunting Ghosts. Marcus didn't see the boy in the cheap stained shirt. He saw the fire. He heard the complicated original chord structures and the vocal rasp that sounded like gravel, smoothed by the river current. After the set, Marcus pushed a business card into Johnny's hand, a piece of thick white cardstock that felt impossibly clean next to Johnny's calloused palm. A month later, Johnny was on a Greyhound bus heading north, leaving the endless stretch of flat land behind. Nashville was a brutal, competitive shock, but the hardship of his youth had armed him with the grit needed to survive. He lived in his beat-up truck, played open mic nights that ended after midnight, and poured every drop of his Mississippi soul into his songs. He called his debut album Coahoma Kid, a raw, uncompromising blend of blues, soul, and arena rock. It was unexpected, honest, and utterly undeniable. The first single, a track called Dust and Grace, rocketed up the charts. Critics called him the voice of a generation, a poet who could capture the American struggle in 3 minutes of electric guitar. Within 2 years, the gold certification plaque arrived, a heavy, gleaming symbol of 500,000 copies sold. It was followed by the platinum plaque, then double platinum for his sophomore